Hello again from my front porch. I have recently been indoctrinated, coerced. No. I've recently been introduced to the world of Pokemon Go. It was not something that I had any interest in previously. I know the Pokemon cards have been around for a while and they've had the cartoons and all the different things. And, honestly, I couldn't have cared less. I was like, I have no clue what that's all about and I don't want to know. I got plenty of other stuff. I have my own interests. I don't need to worry about that. It has no bearing on my life whatsoever. Until Lisa. Now, y'all got to meet Lisa, previous episode, and she is amazing lady. She is absolutely wonderful in by any measure that I can think of. She is absolutely incredible, and I'm enjoying every minute that I get with her. And during this time right now, obviously I don't get a lot of minutes with her. So I do enjoy the ones that we get, and this Pokemon Go thing has actually been a means of facilitating some additional activity that we can engage in without necessarily being together. See, here's what it is. Now, if you don't know anything about this Pokemon Go thing, I am not the person to tell you either. I can tell you as much as I understand. I've been at it for 6 days. I've been at it for 6 days. That's all I've been doing. So I'm still learning stuff. I'm trying to learn fast, but I'm still learning stuff. But it's an application that's on an app on the cell phone, and the only way, again, I'm going to have to explain this for people who don't know what they're talking about, who don't know what it is, because that's still pretty much me. But so there are these creatures, these Pokemon creature thingies, and there's weird configuration of things, combined animals, two animals into one cartoonish creature, some that are just blobby creatures and other kinds of stuff. So a lot of absurd things. And these all apparently have certain powers and certain skills and certain rankings and levels and all this kind of stuff. And then with these things to acquire them, I don't even know how many total there are. But you just walk around and you turn this app on and it tells you, oh, there's one of these creatures here. And to catch them, you have this Pokeball thing. There are 2 or 3 different kinds of these Pokeballs, but you have this ball that on the phone you have to kind of flick it, at them, so that virtually on the screen you throw this ball at them and it opens up and it's supposed to scoop them up and lock them inside this ball. But they can struggle and go back and forth and then break out, and then you have to throw another ball to try to get them. And there's fruits that you can earn that you can use as kind of bait, or that you kind of throw at them, and then they feel nicer towards you. They feel friendlier. There's hearts and stuff, and so the idea is that makes them more docile. So you can now throw a ball at them, and they won't try to get away. But so you have to have a lot of these Pokemon balls, and you have to use those to catch the creatures. And then when you run out of the Pokemon balls, well, now you need to get more of them. You also need to keep going through your list of creatures you have, because at least for starting out, I can only have 300 items. And I know that sounds like a lot, but you'd be surprised how fast that list starts to fill up when when you're in a spot where there's a whole bunch of these creatures around. You pull it up and go, wow, there's like half a dozen things, or you catch out one, and all that kind of thing. And then suddenly you're looking at your list going, whoo, I have 175? Wow. And then you go through and you sort, and there's ways that you can appraise them to see how good they are. And then you can say, oh, I got 4 of these, but this one's the best one, so I can get rid of the other 3. And when you get rid of them, you get some coin stuff, you get some candy stuff for that. I know this is getting confusing already. It's confusing to me. And the candy stuff, you get these candies, and then you can use the candies on individual ones of the creatures you've caught. but they have a certain number, 50 candies, 100 candies, a dozen candies, whatever. And when you get that magic number of those candies, you can upgrade that creature and it becomes yet another weird looking thing. And, I've only been able to do that with a couple of mine at this point. But the whole point, I guess, of this is collecting these things so that you can then have them battle each other. And there are gyms that you can go to, and you can place your creature in this, one of your creatures in this gym, and then I don't know what happens at that point. That's as far as the instruction for me was. You just put your creature in there and let it do its thing, and then when it's done, if you win or lose, you'll get some kind of, you get coins. Coins, you can buy stuff within the game, like more of the Pokeballs and other stuff like that. Now, there's also what are called Pokestops. The Pokestops, I call them recharging stations. I don't know, but you'll be going along, and all of a sudden this blue thing pops up with, it looks like a big blue circular sign on it, and you click on it, and it comes up, and it's got a little big spinny circle, and you flick your finger across it to make the thing spin, and when it spins out goodies, items for you. The Pokeballs, the potions, reviving tools, all kinds of other stuff. And the what it is and the quantity of what it is, that's always random. That's just literally the luck of the spin, that you're going to get off that. And then the gyms have one of those things built in too. You can stop at a gym and you can do that too. So I'm learning all this stuff just in the last half a dozen days. And then there's assignments that you get. There's this professor dude that keeps giving you assignments to take care of. There's eggs that you can put into incubators so you can get the eggs to hatch. There's just so much going on with this game. And I don't even pretend to understand half of it. But I've had really great teachers. Lisa and her daughter, Sophia, and her son, Ian, all are very involved in this game. They've been playing it for years, and it's a way that they all bond and connect. And so, you know what? I decided that's something that they're doing and they're enjoying. So I decided, sign me up. I'm going to do this too. I'm going to figure this out. And I signed up for it. I got it logged in, and then both Lisa and Sophia started giving me advice and started helping me know what to do, when and where. And so now we've actually, during this time where you're not supposed to be around each other too much, and in close spaces, we actually have gone outside. Out to parks and baseball fields and stuff where a lot of these creatures are hanging out, and some of these Pokestops and these gyms have been built and all this kind of thing, and we'll go and we'll walk around out in the open and we'll do these things, and they'll guide me through and talk me through that. And it's been very educational, and it is fun. It's addicting, but it's fun. It is fun. I wish someday I will understand what I'm doing. It's not yet today, but it's still fun. I mean, I'm enjoying it. And I also have learned that behind me, because my yard here is very long and narrow, goes across the creek and upside. You've seen in previous episodes. But the property on the other side of the fence is technically all cemetery property. The cemetery actually extends over the next street up. The street goes through, and there's cemetery on one side of the road, and then the cemetery continues on the other side of the road. Well, on both parts of the cemetery, somebody placed one of these charging stations, one of these Pokestops. And when I drive over to those, or I go over to those, you pull up there, and boom, all these creatures start popping up all over the place too. It's like the place is just covered with them. And so, it's like, hey, you can catch lots of stuff there and get recharged on things, refills on the Pokeballs and that kind of stuff. But I also discovered today that over at Smokey D's, which is not far from my house, not only is there one of these Pokestops there, there's also a gym that over there where you can get some more stuff and you could have your things. But and there's just a whole bunch of these creatures all over the place there too. I had no idea that they were right over there at Smoky D's. So it is interesting now that this is right here in my immediate neighborhood are all these options. But even just sitting here in my house, I can just be sitting here at home. I open this game thing up, and any random creature thing will just show up, start come wandering into my yard and say, "Hey, how you doing?" And then I can catch them. And now here's the thing: if you catch again a lot of the same kind, then you go through and you evaluate and you say, okay, because there's a way you can appraise them, and then you find like the one. If you got 5 or 6 of the same thing, you find the one that seems to be the highest ranking, the best quality stuff, blah blah blah, whatever, and you can take the other 5 and you can transfer them. They transfer to that professor dude, I guess, that I mentioned before, that gives you assignments, and when you complete the assignments, you get other rewards and stuff that comes with that too. Excuse me, and the assignments are things like the type of creatures you need to try to catch, or the type of throws. Because when you throw the Pokeball at the creature, it'll tell you, that was. And sometimes it doesn't tell you anything, but sometimes it'll say nice. It's a nice throw. Sometimes you'll get a great. There's a great throw. Sometimes you'll even get excellent. Is an excellent throw. And I haven't got as many excellents. I have got several great throws. A lot of nices, yeah. But one of the tasks was to throw 10 great throws. So I managed to do that and then get whatever the reward was that went along with that. You can also give gifts to each other too. So both Lisa and Sophia we're friends connected on the app, and so I can send. There are these gift packages that are like a grab bag thing. You have no idea what's in them, and I can send those gifts to my friends, and they can send gifts back to me too. And then I can open up and go, oh look, I got more Pokeballs. I got these potions. I got this Stardust. I keep getting this Stardust. I have no clue what that's supposed to do, but maybe someday I will actually know what that's for. But anyway, so I'm enjoying this. I'm trying to get up to speed. If you do the Pokemon thing as well, then and you want to connect up and become friends on it, I'm cool with that too. I guess I'm not really sure how we do that. If you need, because when I connected with them, there was like a number that I had to type in, and I don't even remember how. I don't remember how to get to that screen. I'd have to go look again. But if you have been playing it and you want to connect up with me and you know how to do that, feel free to drop me a note, drop me an inbox or message and let me know. My character's name is Monkey Guy, Monkee, Monkey Guy. And then a thing called a Charmander, I think if I'm pronouncing it right, that's my buddy that tags along with me. And so, we're out wandering around doing our thing. But it is interesting. It's a lot of fun, and it is. What's interesting is it's a technology-based game, but it's one that really, because there's some things you can do from your car. You pull like at the cemetery I was telling you about. I can drive through the cemetery and stop at the spots where I know these things now are, and I can just sit there in my car and I can do some of this, and I can drive on to that. Now it'd be better though if I was walking. Because if I was walking, then I could walk through there, I could pause, do that, and then where other little creatures are showing up, I could just kind of walk that direction, I could walk this direction, and so what I'm saying is it's a technology-based game and activity, but it's really one that you have to do outdoors. You have to go out of your house. It's not like a traditional video game console that you're just sitting in your basement going. I mean, that's cool too. No, I'm not saying that's bad, but what's great about this is it is an opportunity to get out of your house and go do something. And again, in most cases, you can do a lot of it just from within your car. So even right now, with the COVID-19 coronavirus thing going on, it's still something that you and your family can do. If you're all in the house together, you can be in the car together. And if you're in the car together, you can drive to the places and you can just pull over the side of the road and do your stuff. And everybody enjoy and doing this kind of thing. And so, yeah, it is an interesting thing. I would have never I never would have done this. First of all, if it wasn't for Lisa. if she hadn't talked about it and really sold me on that, oh, this sounds fun. And plus, if it's interesting to her, then I want to know about it. I want to see what it's about and better understand that. And so it's been fun getting to learn it for that reason as well. But what's also cool is that, again, during this whole lockdown, sequester, self-quarantining, all that, stuff going on, during this time, Pokemon Go is actually a very interesting game that can still allow you to be out and around and to interact and do stuff without putting yourself at risk. So that's cool too. All right, well, there we go. That's my recap of my first few days, not my first full week, my first few days of being a Pokemon goer, whatever the term is. I'm sure there's probably a technical term and somebody's going to correct me on it. But I just had to share that this is my new latest fun thing that I'm doing, and we'll see where that path takes me. With that, I'm going to go check and see if there's any other creatures for me to go catch, and I'll see y'all next time from my front porch.